express opinions. So, as much as possible, let us avoid sharing pictures or comments or links na hindi related dun sa topic natin so that it will be a good learning experience for everyone. We also encourage to ask, or we also encourage each and every one of you to ask questions because curiosity drives our learning. So we are sharing the link of our pigeonhole. So if at any time during our discussion may maisip na kayong questions, please put them in pigeonhole. Sana hindi natin sa chat ilagay para mamaya masagot silang lahat and it will be easier for us to track your questions. Okay? And then we also have the evaluation form, which will be issued at the end of the webinar. When we give out the QR code and the link on the screen, or the link in the chat box, please check the title, the email, and the name that you will put in our evaluation form because kung ano man yung i-type nyo doon, yun po yung lalabas sa certificate ninyo and at the same time, doon siya sa email address na yun mapapadala. So as much as possible, check it 10 times before hitting submit so that you will receive the correct certificate in the correct email address. And if you have any concerns about evaluations or certificates, please email us at engage@positiveworkplaces.org and we will only be entertaining inquiries regarding evaluations up to 1 week after the event. So make sure na by Wednesday next week, you already received your certificate. And if not, please feel free to send us an email at Engage. Okay, so now we're going to continue our session. Nag-start tayo this month with Jean, who talked about talent intelligence. Last week, Len shared with us how to be coachable, 'di ba? Kasi yung leaders natin, they're all trying to be coaches, pero another element or another side of the coin is how coachable are we as talents. And this afternoon, we are very blessed kasi kung nakikita nyo, may nagpo-follow na ba dito sa Fourth Wall, sa Facebook page nila, or nakikita nyo ba yung mga surveys nila? Patingin niya. Can you type in yes in the chat box if you already follow Fourth Wall? Yan, wala pa? Hindi pa? Ayan, si Amira, merong yes. Anyone else? So I highly encourage you all to follow their Facebook page because they really give context in our through or using the Filipino culture kasi 'di ba madalas yung mga about talent development, about organizational development, most of them are Western concepts na inintroduce in the Philippines. But we really love that Fourth Wall is trying to contextualize all of those in our country as well. So for this afternoon, we'd love to welcome our speaker this afternoon. Yan. So hold on, let me read his introduction because this afternoon we are graced by John Brel Elbae, the research director of the Fourth Wall, a research and analysis company that looks into information through the Filipino sociocultural lens. Concurrently, he is a part-time mathematics instructor at the University of Asia and the Pacific, UANP. Over the past 6 years, he has been involved in various economic research in aid of government policy making and corporate strategic planning as a senior researcher in the Research, Education, and Institutional Development Foundation. He co-wrote the 2020 to 2030 Philippine Constructors Association's Construction Industry Roadmap, contributing articles on construction industry analysis. In addition, he performed market analysis across different industries, ranging from media, creatives, oil, farm-to-kitchen platforms, and manufacturing, and others. He obtained his bachelor's degree in applied mathematics from the University of Asia and the Pacific, where he graduated as magna cum laude and class valedictorian in 2016. So ladies and gentlemen, let us all welcome our research speaker this afternoon, Braille Bae. Hi, Braille. Good afternoon. Hold on.
Okay.
There.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, hello. How are you guys? Kumusta? Good afternoon to everybody. Thank you guys for thank you to Positive Workplaces for the invitation to be part of this webinar. No, it's a great honor and pleasure for me to be part of this. So maraming salamat, and to all those who joined us this afternoon. So thank you so much. Can you guys see my screen already?
Yes.
All right. So, hello. Magandang hapon po. Maayong hapon sa inyong tanan, sa mga nasa Visayas. Ako po pala ulit si Bryle. So you can just call me Bryle. And I'm working with The Fourth Wall. No? And gaya na sabi ni Gabi kanina, The Fourth Wall is a research company that is seeking to understand Filipino talent sentiments through the Filipino perspective. No? And itinayo namin yung The Fourth Wall back in 2019 kasi napansin namin na napakaraming data. No? There are plenty of behavioral data about Filipinos. Yet, they are still being interpreted from the Western perspective. Yung sinabi ni Gabi kanina, no, na tinitingnan pa rin natin siya from a foreign framework, that's very true. No? Only very few. In fact, napakakonti lang nung mga research sa Pilipinas na tinitingnan yung behavior ng Filipino talent from the Filipino context. That is why ang mantra namin sa The Fourth Wall is, we know the Filipino. And as part of our mission to understand the Filipino talent through the Filipino lens, every Wednesday, nagpo-post kami ng infographics about Filipino employee behavior in LinkedIn. So kapag may mga nakita po kayo na post, no, about Filipino employees, no, in Filipino workplaces, malamat sa malamang po kami po 'yon, no? The Fourth Wall po 'yung nag-share nun. And this afternoon, I'm going to talk about how we can attract and retain employees by using the Filipino sociocultural perspective. Paano ba natin maa-attract or mare-retain yung mga talents natin, no? By using this lens. So, in this session, I will be sharing some behavioral case studies in the workplace, um, which are based on the researches that we have done since 2019. Then I will also share some strategies and tools to help you better understand your talents and also to help you attract and retain them. But before we begin, alam ko na siesta time ngayon, ano? 3 p.m. So let's start with a quick energizer. No? Simple lang nung gagawin natin. No? All we need to do for all the participants out there, I want you to complete the following statement and be as creative as possible. No? Complete the following statement. The Filipino employee is blank. No? The Filipino employee is blank. Ayan, no? I think, Gabi, we have a mentee for this, ano?
Yes. And we
Yes.
already shared the QR code in the chat box.
Okay. Fantastic. So, feel free to share your thoughts about this statement. The Filipino employee is blank. Dun sa mga gustong mag-share via chat, feel free to do so. I will try to read your answers. Okay, some of them are already appearing. The Filipino employee is loyal, hardworking, and efficient. Filipino employee is unique. No? Very nice answers. No? Hardworking, loyalty. Nice. Resilient, no? Passionate, according to Ramonito, no? Loyalty, according to Flexler. Important, yes, that's absolutely right. According to Leonarda. From Jenny, passionate and dedicated. Wow, nice, nice. These are very, very good answers. Wow. Filipino employee is team-oriented, sabi ni Jonathan. According to Jomel, diverse, uh, unstoppable with our work ethics, according to Fred Cruz. Wow, wow. Gabby, can we show na the response from the mentee?
Hi there, Brel. Can you see my screen? Hold on. There you go. Kita ba? Hi, Brel. Can you already see the screen?
Hindi ko pa nakikita on my end.
Ay, hold on. Can you stop
Oh, there, I
sharing?
can see it na. I can
Ah,
see
okay.
it. Okay.
There you go.
Okay. So consistent siya, no, with what we're seeing in the chat. Creative, hardworking, resourceful, trustworthy. Okay, someone answered, si Jean. Overworked yet underpaid. No? Okay. Yeah. Responsible, okay. Very mindful, very demure. That's very good. Okay. Yeah. So there are many, many characteristics that we can ascribe to Filipino employees, no? It's very diverse, no? Maraming characteristics that define who we are as an employee. And as such, it's also quite easy, no? While it's easy to say ano yung mga positives, marami din tayong makikita na mga or maiisip na mga negatives, no, about the Filipino employee, which in my view is worth further digging, no, or further exploration. Ano yung examples nito? So I'll share my screen again. So, isa sa mga example na nakita namin, no, whenever we ask this question, isa sa mga parating lumalabas na sagot, no, among the employees, apart from hardworking, resilient, is late. No? Ang Filipino employees daw ay late. No? And that is why some people famously call our time, no, our being late as Filipino time. No? It is as if yung being late is part of being Filipino. No? But is it really part of being a Filipino to be late? Parte ba talaga ng identity natin yun? No, the answer is, our research revealed it's not necessarily the case. No? And one way to look at it is in terms of flow state. Familiar ba kayo guys sa flow state? No? Or the flow model? Familiar ba ang ating mga participants? So some paki po kung familiar po kayo sa concept na to. So some are familiar, no? Just a quick review, ang flow state basically is a theory that explains bakit ba tayo nagiging motivated, no, sa isang bagay. And ang sinasabi niya is kapag yung isang task na inassign sa iyo ay masyadong challenging compared sa existing skills mo, no? Ang perception mo is masyado siyang mahirap, the tendency is you would feel anxious. No? Otherwise, kung ang skills mo naman ay masyadong advanced, pero yung binigay sa'yo na task is, in your view, is hindi ganun kahirap, hindi ganun ka-challenging, you will feel bored. No? Now, para ma-achieve mo yung optimal state, no, yung tinatawag na flow state, kailangan yung challenge at yung skills mo sakto lang, no? It's calibrated at the right level. Now, in among Filipinos, kapag inassign tayo sa isang challenging task, just like any other employees out there, we would feel anxious. Tama po ba? No? Kapag mahirap yung trabahong binigay sa atin, we would feel anxious. No? Correct? No? So some are giving a thumbs up to that. No? But here's the difference. Unlike foreigners, no, na-overwhelm tayo hindi lang nung task. Our research revealed na apart from the challenge of the task, na-overwhelm din tayo dito. Hiya. Hiya. Minsan, mas overwhelming pa to dun sa bigat ng trabaho. Nahihiya tayo saan? Well, nahihiya tayo na mang-abala sa mga ka-workmate natin. Kasi baka isipin nila, pabigat tayo sa kanila. Naranasan nyo ba yun? No? Pag may binigay na trabaho sa inyo na sobrang hirap, i-keep ko na lang sa akin kasi baka maging pabigat ako sa kanila. No? Correct po ba yun? No? So, nahihiya tayo na lumapit kasi baka maging pabigat tayo. Or, ito yung mas kadalasang nakikita namin sa mga response ng aming mga sinuri, no? Or, nahihiya yung mga employee na magtanong kasi baka magmukha silang walang alam. Or baka magmukha sila na hindi nila ginagawa yung trabaho nila. So, dahil doon, dahil nahihiya tayo na baka magmukha tayong walang alam or magmukha tayong pabigat, anong ginagawa natin? Unlike employees abroad where they would normally ask questions to the one who assigned the task to us and making clarifications to make the challenge easier to bear, ginagawa natin, we just hope na we can answer it later. O yung sinasabi nila, bahala na. Bahala na si Batman. Masasagot ko din yan. Magla-lunch muna ako. Masasagot ko din yan. Magkakape muna ako. No? So, mamaya na lang. No? And, kakabahala na natin, hindi natin namamalayan, tumatakbo na yung oras. At palapit na ng palapit yung deadline. Tapos, kapag na-realize na nating malapit na yung deadline, like 30 minutes na lang, saka tayo maghahapit. Saka tayo magkakram. At ang resulta is kadalasan hindi maganda. No? Dahil minadali, hindi maayos yung output. No? Mali yung grammar. No? May nagkulang na zero. Kung accounting document yon, no? Financial statement, nagkulang yung zero. Mga ganun. No? So, um, isa yon sa mga halimbawa. Another example na nakikita din namin madalas, no? Sa mga sagot ng mga tao kapag tinanong namin yung the Filipino employee is, no? Ang isa pang lumilitaw is itong behavior na to. Ningas kogon. Familiar po ba kayo dito? Ningas kogon? No? Ningas kogon. Um, sino pong nakakaalam? Ayun, may mga participants tayo na familiar sa Ningas Kogon. No? Ningas Kogon ay yung tendency natin na maging sobrang enthusiastic, no? Ayan, sa umpisa lang magaling, sabi ni Kat Umipig, no? And si John Rel Pinicon, sa una lang magaling, no? Sa una lang magaling, pero pag nagtagal, Jollibee. No? So, bibo sa simula. Pero pag medyo matagal na, eh, 'di ba? No comment na. Sa workplace, kapag may bagong empleyado, ang usual na sinasabi is, nako, magaling lang yan sa simula. Pero tingnan natin eventually. Actually, kahit sa relationships, di ba, ganun din. Nako, galing lang yan sa simula. Pero, let's see. No? Ang question is, Jollibee, madami yan. Bida-bida. Sa simula. Pero tingnan natin eventually. Pero ganun ba talaga tayong mga Filipino employee? Ganun ba talaga tayo na sa simula lang tayo magaling pero tingnan natin in the future? Talaga bang hindi natin kayang i-sustain yung same level of performance in the long run? No? Again, gaya sa Filipino time, gaya sa pagiging late, not necessarily. Base sa mga previous studies namin with our clients, with their people, we found na kaya sa simula, bibo yung mga new hire kasi alam nila exactly kung ano yung tina-target nila. Ano yung tina-target nilang yun? Any guess? No? Kaya, kaya pabibo sila kasi alam nila kung ano yung tina-target nila. Ano sa tingin ninyo yung tina-target nila? Specific na tina-target. Ayan, regularization. Tama, di ba? Being regular. No? And yung pagiging regular nila, specific din yung timeline, di ba? No? Within 6 months. Correct? Di ba? Within 6 months or less, mariregularize sila. But here's the thing. Okay, we are targeting to be regularized, no? Maging plantilla, sabi ni Maria Elena, in 6 months time. Pero, anong mangyayari after? Ano yung sunod? Some of our participants said promotion, no? Maging supervisor. Pero ang tanong, kailan? No? Kailan ako mapopromote? At paano? Ano yung mga skills na kailangan ko para maging ganito, maging supervisor, maging middle manager, no? In some of the companies that we worked with, hindi klaro yung sagot. Like yung iba, ang sagot is, well, kapag nag-retire si boss. May ganun din po ba among our participants? Pag nag-retire si boss, saka ako mapopromote. No? May mga ganun. No? Yung mga ganun kami na-encounter. So, hindi clear. It's not as clear kumpara sa pagiging regular. Kasi pag regularization, clear na within 6 months, it's either regular or hindi. But after that, what's next? Kaya ang nagiging resulta sa mga employee is from being confident, no? From being very demure, very mindful, very cutesy, nawawala sila. They feel lost. No? And, syempre, habang tumatagal ka, parami yung challenges na pumapasok sa iyo. No? Parami yung trabaho na lumalapag sa iyong desk. No? As more and more challenges come in their way, they lose their motivation. Kasi in their perspective, para saan pa? Hindi ko rin naman alam saan ako pupunta. Diba? Hindi ko rin naman alam ano pang next sa akin. I'm just working for the salary. I'm just working for, kasi wala na akong ibang opportunity eh. Wala akong ibang papasukan. They lose their motivation and ito ang ending. May iba kaming mga nakausap na mga talents, no? Sa interview na sinasabi nila, puro pagod na lang yung nararamdaman ko. Puro puyat lang, pero walang meaning. Puro puyat, puro pagod, pero may kulang. Ano yung kulang? Yun yung hindi nila ma-define. Pero hindi sila makaalis. Kasi, wala. San kami pupunta? Walang opportunity. Hintayin ko na lang. In the meantime, kape is life. Kape na lang muna ang bubuhay sa atin. And madalas po, ito din yung nagiging factor sa quiet quitting. Familiar po ba lahat sa quiet quitting? Ito po yung tendency sa mga empleyado na pumasok na lang, gumawa for minimum compliance. Wala nang initiative, basta gagawin ko lang to. No? Tapos yun na. And then unti-unti, people will be led to leave. No? For real. Umalis for real. Ngayon, bakit ko sinishare tong mga example na to? Parang ang lungkot-lungkot naman ang pinag-uusapan natin. Kanina, ang ganda-ganda ng mga response, resilient, hardworking, creative. Eh bakit napakalungkot naman ang kwento mo, Bryle? Ano ba yan? No? Ano ba yung gusto kong sabihin dito? My friends, it's quite easy to make assumptions about employee behavior. No? It's quite easy to make assumptions and make behavioral stereotypes about them. Based on what? Based on what we know to be the widely accepted quote unquote best practices. No? Madaling mag-assume na ganito yung empleyado mo kasi may nabasa kang ang sinasabi is ganito. No? Kaya sila nagka-quiet quit kasi according to this book, chapter, yan, verse, ganyan, or this section, ganito sila. It's quite easy to make those assumptions. But, hindi natin namamalayan, in the process of doing so, we fall short in understanding them. Nakakalimutan natin maunawaan sila. Mas nahihirapan tayong maunawaan yung konteksto nila. And when we try to implement an intervention based on that understanding, no, we wonder, bakit hindi nag-work? Ginawa ko naman ang lahat, pero wala pa din. Di ba sa commercial yun? Ginawa ko naman lahat. Practice ako ng practice, but it didn't work. Given this, I think there is a need to take a different approach in attracting and retaining talents. And it all boils down to this. We have to take a sociocultural perspective. And by sociocultural, I do not mean go to fourth wall, no? Although thank you din kung lalapit kayo sa amin. But what do I mean when I say sociocultural perspective? By sociocultural, I principally mean understanding our people as part of an overlapping, interconnected context. Kailangan nating unawain yung mga talent as part of a bigger context. And that means, hindi lang dapat yung foreign context, best practice ang titingnan mo. Hindi lang dapat yung context that you saw somewhere, yung titingnan mo. Importante na tingnan mo yung sarili mong bakuran. You have to look at your own backyard. Maganda yung diagram na pinakita ni Gabi kanina. Start with the self. No? In the context of organizations, it's important to start with your own context. Look at your own organization. Reflect at your own organization. Who are your people there? How are they interacting with each other? Look at your own context. And then, look at the others. No? Dun sa second ring ng diagram. Look at the others. Look at the culture where your organization is situated in. In this case, no, since the organizations that are joining us today are in the Philippines, kailangan natin siyang tingnan in the Filipino culture, the Filipino um, lens. So, given this, ano ba ang portrait ng isang empleyado bilang Filipino? So, what is the portrait of an employee as a Filipino? Our research so far has revealed that the portrait of the employee as a Filipino is defined by these three things. Their portrait is defined by pamilya, by kapwa, no? Family, pamilya, no? Kapwa, others, no? Or the community surrounding him, and hiya. Pamilya, kapwa, hiya. Those three. Marami pang ibang socio-cultural factors, ano? Such as bayanihan, hierarchical culture, no? The consciousness of ranks. Pero if you condense all of those, it all boils down to these three. Pamilya, kapwa, hiya. Now, this portrait has implications in both the attraction and retaining of talents. Mag-start tayo with attracting talents. Now, most surveys that you will see online, no, most reports that you would search online would show that the top attraction factors among Filipinos is salary and benefits, no? And opportunities, career opportunities, and a greater sense of purpose. Salary and compensation, there are some who explain na, well, given the economic context of the Philippines, it makes sense. No? Mahirap ang buhay eh. Inflation is eroding people's finances. So it's natural for people to search or to look for work that offers high salary. But don't you know that it's not necessarily shared by everybody? No? In fact, to some employees, no, our further digging suggests that for some employees, especially the younger ones, the Gen Z employees, high salary and perks can actually be pressuring because they thought or they fear it meant greater expectation from them. Natatakot sila na if they're offered a high salary, high starting salary, ang kapalit nun, walang weekend. No? Or ang kapalit nun is working until 4 a.m. No? Walang tulugan with the master showman type of work. Yun yung fear nila. So, while most employees want high salary, there are some who fear that it meant uh, that there will be no work-life balance. Kasi ang iniisip nila, well, the company would definitely extract what they gave to us, di ba? They will extract it to pieces, di ba? So they fear that. Now, how about vision? Lagi natin to naririnig. Oh, to attract talents, Gen Z talents in particular, you need to have a grand purpose, a compelling vision that they can subscribe to. But in fact, most of those employees, most of the Gen Z millennial employees are actually skeptical of this vision thing. Kasi feeling nila, no, they suspect that it is the organization's way of masking a general lack of direction. Feel nila, bumibig words lang yan. Pero ang totoo, medyo sabog yung systems nila. Bumibig words lang sila. Delix yan kung walang detalye. No? Sabi nung isa, baka hindi lang nila alam yung ginagawa nila. Kaya they're comforting themselves with big words. Some are looking for more clarity. Sure, it's good to have meaning, it's good to have vision, pero dapat, no, clear kung saan patutungo. Kaya for for most of the employees, while having a high salary is a good thing, having good perks is a good thing, or career opportunities is a good thing, what seals the deal in attracting them is clarity. Clarity from above. Both in the expectation, ano yung inaasahan sa akin, including the limits of what they need to do, and clarity about the direction. Saan ba tayo patutungo? Saan ba ako patutungo? For employees, no, for new hire talents, ano ba yung journey ko? When would I be promoted? When would I be leveling up? How many years? Or if hindi clear yung years, what should I do? What should I accomplish? What should be my milestones? Para masabi natin na, okay, I'm ready for this. And you might say, bakit naman kailangan pa iset ng leaders? Yung direction and expectations na yan, hindi ba dapat manggaling sa kanila yan? Hindi ba dapat clear na sila to begin with about what they want and then the talent developers will adjust? No? The company will just, tell them na, okay, we can do it, okay, we cannot. Di ba dapat clear muna sila about what they want? Well, in the Filipino context, very important yun. Very important that the direction and expectation comes from above. Kasi it stems from our communitarian tendency, no? Or the so-called bayanihan tendency, wherein we tend to anchor our sense of selves and direction to the kapwa, no? Or the people or the community immediate to us. Yun yung difference natin compared to Western employees or the Western culture. Western culture tends to be more individualistic. No? Mas individualistic sila. Tayo, mas communitarian. As such, we tend to conform. And natatakot tayo na kapag hindi tayo nag-conform, no, baka mapahiya tayo. That's also one of our fears. Kaya we would rather anchor our direction, anchor our sense of self to that of the community. And for new hires, importante to. Not only considering this socio-cultural nuance, but also because since bago sila, they're still navigating through the complexity. They're still new to this. Importante, therefore, hindi lang sahod, perks, or career opportunities yung ma-offer. Dapat malinaw din kung ano yung aasahan sa kanila, sa mga talent, at ano yung patutunguhan nila sa kumpanyang papasukan nila. If hindi ito malinaw, based on our study, malaki ang chance na mata-turn off sila sa company mo at the start. Or if the salary is too giving, no, in the words of Gen Z, it's too giving. It's an offer that you can't refuse kasi it's ridiculously high. They might stay for a while, pero aalis din kaagad sila. So it affects your turnover, which leads now to the next implication of that core trait. No? it also has implication in retaining talents. Ano naman yung effect niya sa retaining talents? Our study showed that while it's true that for most of the employees, salary is the strong motivator to stay in a company, our findings suggest that in itself, it's not enough. In fact, yung mga nagsabi na salary lang yung factor na nagpapastay sa kanila sa work, yung mga yon, sila yung mababa yung job satisfaction. At kapag tinanong mo sila, hanggang kailan ka? Hanggang kailan ka mag stay sa company mo? Sila yung sobrang clear nung sagot. Pag December, para makuha ko pa yung 13th month. Yung iba, within this week. No? Sila yung very clear yung timeline kung kailan aalis. No? This is most apparent among those who said na only salary is the motivating factor for them to stay. By contrast, yung mga nagsasabi, yung mga nagdadagdag ng other factors apart from salary, sila yung mataas yung satisfaction. Sila yung masaya sa company. And they are also the likeliest to stay. So yung ang sagot dun sa open-ended is salary and blank. No? Sahod and blank. Sila yung mas masaya at sila yung malaki ang chance na manatili dun sa company. And alam nyo ba kung ano yung usual na dinudugtong ng mga tao, ng mga talent sa salary that keeps them motivated to stay? Any guess? Ano yung ina-add nila? Ang salary and what? Ano yung most frequent? Anyone? Feel free to share your answer in the chat. Office mate? Yeah? Workmates? Absolutely. Yes. Mga katrabaho nila. Work environment? Yes. And for them, work environment consists of people. Their relationship with people. Mga katrabaho at boss nila. Yung madalas na dinudugtong nila sa good pay and benefits. Now, that stems from how we view work, how we view our office mates. We view our office mates, our bosses, as an extension of our pamilya. Kaya hindi mo masisisi na in most companies, they view themselves as family. Although recently, medyo na-exploit to. No? Medyo na-exploit yung concept of family. Kasi um, some setups, no, some departments take advantage of that to justify giving more tasks to people. Kasi pamilya naman tayo eh. Diba? We're all in this together. We're family. But, no, that aside, yung ganong pagpapahalaga sa relationships with colleagues, with the boss, it stems from how we view our workmates, how we view office. We view it as family. Okay, so those are some examples, no, of how this portrait of a Filipino of an employee as a Filipino affects attraction and retention of talents. No? And you can only understand that by taking a socio-cultural perspective. Now, ang question, keep saying socio-cultural, but how exactly do we do this? How do we do socio-cultural? No? Baka man sinasabi mo lang yan, Braille, para lumapit sila sa the fourth wall. No. The good news is, lahat tayo kayang maging socio-cultural. Everyone can be sociocultural. And I would even dare say that it's innate in us, no? Parte natin 'yan na maging sociocultural. You know why? Because everyone has the capacity to exercise this empathy. To be sociocultural, you just need to empathize. To be sociocultural, you just need to empathize. So, for us to understand our people better through a local context, through a more grassroots level, we simply need to go back to the basics of being human. You just need to be human. What does that mean? Well, you need to listen. Start by listening. Start listening not just at what's being said, no? But understanding where they are really coming from. Why are they saying what they're saying? It starts with lowering the barriers. No? Now, this is very important in the Filipino context, lowering the barriers. Kasi we're very hierarchical. No? Kapag tingin natin mas mataas sa atin yung tao, nangingilag tayo. No? We feel intimidated. We don't open up. Kasi boss yan eh. We have to reach out and lower the barriers. It could be as simple as, if you're in the office, um, in the cafeteria over lunch, joining your people. If you're the leader, join your people over lunch in the cafeteria and talk to them while eating. Sa kontekstong Filipino, ang lunch ay napaka-importante. Ang pagkain ay napaka-importante. No? Just lower the barriers. Be genuine. No? Genuinely care for people, just like how you care for yourself. And importanteng maging authentic, maging sincero sa ginagawa. Kasi tayong mga Filipino, madali tayong makaamoy, madali tayong makasense kung pinepeke tayo. So kung ginagawa mo lang yung reaching out to people for compliance sake, no? Kasi kailangan, I would suggest, don't do it, man. Don't do it. Huwag mo nang gawin. Kasi people can sense through it. People can see through it. Just do it because you genuinely care for people. And ask for feedback. No? We are primed to think na yung boss lang dapat ang magbigay ng feedback sa mga subordinates. But we take a different view. We encourage na dapat yung feedback two-way. Dapat yung subordinates magbigay din ng feedback sa mga leaders nila. Sa amin, sa The Fourth Wall, whenever we give feedback session, the very first thing that we ask our employee, bago kami magbigay ng feedback is, ano yung feedback nyo sa amin as leaders? No? Ano yung tingin mo nag-work ng maayos? And ano sa tingin mo yung pwede pa naming i-improve? But the point is, no, whatever approach you do, you need to ask for feedback from people. Hindi pwedeng one way lang. That's also another way of lowering the barriers. Now, you can do all of this by doing casual one-on-one conversations. No? Chika-chika, usap-usap. Now, ang problem lang dito is, and ito yung laging sinasabi ng aming mga client, no, whenever we advise this. Brian, we agree with all the things you say. No? Tama naman, we need to empathize, we need to listen, etc., etc. Pero, paano namin ito gagawin kung wala na kaming time? Busy din kami. No? Ang dami din namin ginagawa. There's so much in our plate right now. We don't have the resources to do this. How do we do that? Another alternative is to leverage technology. No? And well, to help our clients, to help those people to do this, um, we leverage artificial intelligence, no? To simulate just that process of listening, diba? Giving feedback, no? um, validating people while they're sharing, no? So we developed a GPT interviewer that we call si Wally, no? So we created that. And at this stage, I'd like to introduce you to Wally, no? Let's quickly have a conversation with Wally, ano? So I'll just share my share my screen. Okay, you see it? Okay. So makipag-usap muna tayo kay Wally. No? Just to have a break, no? So isa sa mga advantage ni Wally is kaya niya makipag-usap sa in your own language, no? Tinrain namin siya to learn different languages. In fact, kaya niya makipag-usap in Ilonggo, in Bisaya, no? Hindi ko alam kung ano pa yung ibang language na ipapatrain sa kanya, no? But in this case, ang nakikita natin ngayon is the Taglish, no? Can speak to you in Taglish. So let's start conversing with Wally. Ayan. So huwag ka mag-alala, chill lang to. So parang nakikipag-usap ka lang with a friend, no? Simulan natin. Ilang taon ka na? Now, pwede mong lokohin si Wally. Kunwari, sabihin natin, 999 ako. No? Maaamoy ni Wally yan. So we programmed Wally to sniff through the ano, just like a human person, no? Madali niyang maamoy kung niloloko mo siya. So, pwede ba pakiulit ilang taon ka na? So, sabihin natin, ay sorry, um 29. Yan, yan. So, walang problema. Anong gender mo? Pipili ka lang, male. Say, saang industry ka nag-work? Say, research. Kasi doon naman ako sa research, no? Research. May kulang ng C. Yan. There. Gaano ka nakatagal sa work mo sa research? Well, I can say 5 years. Yan. So, yan. You see, binavalidate niya yung ano, no, yung sinasabi mo. Very, very friendly and very casual. So, ano yung pinaka nagustuhan mo sa work ngayon? Kunwari magdrama tayo kay Wally. Actually, hindi na ako masaya eh. Nakakapagod. Kunwari. Pero masaya po ako sa work ko. Ano yung pinakaayaw mo? Tingnan mo. So, in-adjust niya yung question niya. No? Nung naramdaman niya na hindi na ako masaya, hindi niya na ako tinanong kung ano yung pinaka nagustuhan mo sa work? Bakit? Hindi na nga ako masaya, di ba? So, in-adjust niya. Ano naman yung pinakaayaw mo sa work? Pwede ko sabihin, um, workload. Workload. Maraming, maraming pinapagawa. Nakakapagod. Pare, ganyan. Yan. Intrigero si Wally, oh. Ano ang nagpapastay sa'yo sa current company mo kahit na maraming pinapagawa? Intrigero ka, ah. Yan. Pwede mo siya sagutin ng ganyan. Sahod na lang. Usual na response to, no? Sahod na lang. Yan. Tatanungin ka, gaano ka ka-satisfied? Sabihin natin, 1. Kasi pagod na ako. Eto pa, talagang intrigero si Wally. Sa tingin mo, hanggang kailan ka pa mag stay sa work mo? Sabihin natin, kapag December or 13th month, yung usual na answer. So you see, this is one way of doing it. No, we can leverage technology, no, to simulate that, no, and get more honest and transparent responses. And then the last question here is, ano sa tingin mo ang single biggest reason that can convince you to stay? Ease the pain, please. Kumari ganyan. Ease the pain. So, kita nyo, nagpo-follow up din siya kapag hindi clear sa kanya yung sagot. No? Um, so, ano pa yung dapat i-improve? Workload management. Kasi natatabunan kami. Ayan. So, babay na, no? So, you guys can, if you want to chat with Wally, our GPT interviewer, please feel free to do so. So, i-share ko sa inyo yung link kay Wally. So, here it is. You guys see my screen na?
Not yet.
Okay. Here. So, there. Yan.
There you go.
So if you want to talk to Wally after this, you can scan the QR code or use the link below. Either way, either you use Wally, either you use a GPT interviewer or not, you go person to person. The point is this. Don't try to change people. Instead, try to understand them and create the environment where they would choose to change. Remember that technology is just a means to an end, pero hindi siya yung end in itself. It is a tool to understand your people and to help you create that environment where your people would be motivated to change, would be motivated to choose improvement. Now, how do we create that environment? There are many ways, but we can condense it into these 5 steps. First is to cultivate a culture of openness and collaboration among your people. No? Cultivate a culture of openness and collaboration. Yung tulungan. No? Reach out and support to them. Pero ang pinaka-importante sa lahat, no, to attract and retain people in your organization is clarity. Be clear about the journey, no? Be systematic about it, no? If you can set clear targets, clear milestones to help your talents imagine what his or her future would be, the better. Define clearly the roles and responsibilities. Very important to sa Filipino context kasi gaya nga na nasabi ko kanina, may tendency na dahil pamilya ang tingin natin sa ating trabaho, sa ating mga workmate, may tendency na maabuso. Na, total, family naman tayo. Like, para tayong magkapatid dito. Baka pwedeng gawin mo naman to. Kahit na natatabunan na tayo. Or nakukonsente na natin yung pagpapasa load, no? Yun yung isang term ng mga ini-interview natin, no? Nakukonsente na yung pasa load. So we have to define clearly the roles and responsibilities para maiwasan natin yung ganong tendency. And set clear performance metrics. In short, you need to make your talent feel secure na may patutunguhan sila sa company mo. It's one thing to offer high salary, good benefits, and all the rest of it. Pero kung hindi malinaw, no, bakit sila nag stay ano yung future nila sa organization, um, it's not sustainable in the long run. It won't be sustainable. So it's important to be clear about the journey, the expectations, the roles and responsibilities, and setting clear performance metrics. But in all of this, my friends, matutulungan tayo ng data. Research can play a vital role in supporting this. If we do this, everything else will follow. But, my friends, hindi rin sufficient na puro data lang. No? Kailangan, andun pa rin yung human element. We have to be human. We have to empathize. We have to understand people, empathize with them, and align with them. So I'd like to end this conversation with this quote. When a plant does not grow, hindi mo sisisihin yung plant. Hindi mo i-fix yung plant. Instead, you try to understand the environment where the plant is planted, no? And also understand that plant instead of trying to fix the plant for it in order for it to grow. So start understanding, similar to your people, to your talent, start understanding your talent and the context where he or she is in. So be socio-cultural. No? Try to understand your talent as a part of a larger context that's affecting him or her. So I'd like to end with this question for you. What is the one thing that you will start today to understand your people better so that you can paint a clearer picture of the portrait of your employee, not just as a Filipino, but as part of your organization? So thank you very much for for bearing with me for the rest of the hour. No, thank you very much. So if you'd like to follow us on LinkedIn, here's a QR code. You can scan it. No, sa LinkedIn po nakapost lahat ng aming mga free content. No, so if you want to get insights about your people, you can get more of that in our LinkedIn page. Or if you want to work with us, to collaborate with us, you can also contact us through our email. So hello@fortwallglobal.com. So yun lang po. Maraming salamat po and good afternoon to everybody. So yeah.
Thank you so much, Bral. Ang gandang pangwakas nitong binahagi mo sa amin. Talagang napapilipina na ako dahil sinabi mo kanina. Um, Iba, ang nabusog ako, and I'm sure nabusog rin yung mga kasama natin dito sa webinar this afternoon. And as you can see in the chat box, nagbibigay sila ng
Thank you so
thanks
much.
and gratitude dahil I feel like we all felt seen and validated as talents. Tingnan nga natin, can you type in yes if na ramdaman nyo na nakita ng the fourth wall ang pinagdadaanan ng empleyadong Pilipino? Ayan.
Thank you so much. Thank you
So,
so much.
ang ganda nung method, and apart from the method is you really try to empathize and learn from saan ba talaga nang gagaling ang talentong Pilipino. Kaya it's a good first step um to really improving our workplaces. And I hope that you learned a thing or two that you can either share to your bosses or kayo mismo, 'di ba? Kayo yung magnilay-nilay na as a talent, ano ba yung makakapagpasaya at makakapagpastay sa akin in the workplace. Ayan, they really felt validated. And I think they would love to continue the conversation
Of
through our
course.
Q&A. So
Yes.
there are already some questions on our pigeonhole. So if you want to add more questions, you can click on the link that either Joyce, Yana, Jai, or Jewel will be sending in our chat box, or just scan the QR code you can see on the screen. So pwede nyo i-vote up yung gusto nyong matanong agad. Okay? Or if meron na kayong, may sarili kayong tanong na gustong makita ni Brel, pwede nyo rin
Yeah.
ilagay dito sa pigeonhole natin. Ayan. Maybe we can start with this kasi I think a lot of, dahil sa globalization and nakita nila na okay naman, di ba, ang empleyadong Pilipino talaga. I think a lot of attendees din, parang may mga companies led by foreign investors pero mostly Filipino yung workforce. Paano kaya nila pwedeng i-address yung conflict in views and syempre in culture
Mhm.
na meron or present dito sa companies na to?
Well, it's a very timely question, no? Kasi I think a few weeks ago we're working with a foreign company, and tinulungan namin sila to have a series of onboarding session with their foreign leaders about the Filipino culture. So I think that's a very it's an excellent first step, no, na each side, no, each like the leaders, no, or the Filipino talents would try to understand where the other side is coming from. So, importante yon na, and by understanding where the other side is coming from, hindi lang dapat yung, oh, ganito kasi sila, ganyan. No, it's also important to look at yung mga nuances, even yung language na ginagamit nila, their way of speaking, di ba? I remember dun sa project na minention ko, um, may isa kaming onboarding deck na pinrepare that's dedicated on the trigger words of Filipino employees. No? So, if you can go as deep as that, mas maganda. Kasi yung mga ganun nuance, yun kasi yung nagre-reflect on your day-to-day work, eh, di ba?
Yeah.
Language, for example, is very important. Like, if you say something like this, no, and then nagalit yung mga tao, di ba? It will disrupt everything. So, it can go as detailed as that. I would suggest start looking at the context of each other, and then from there build the dynamics, no, by empathizing with people, constantly listening, constantly asking for feedback, no, feedback from each other, diba? Lowering the barriers, no, of each other. And so those basic human, human approaches, no, it doesn't have to be complicated. You just need to go back to being human, and the rest would work. Yeah. Hope that
Yeah,
answered the question.
yeah, that totally makes sense. And I really want to parang do a deep dive pa doon na sometimes kasi parang ang lumalabas, wala tayong, ang sinasabi palagi is wala tayong time dun sa pagiging human.
Yeah.
Parang siguro how do we get the buy-in of higher ups na we really have to start with these small steps. Although these small steps will take time, it will take effort,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and it will take resources in the company. Siguro we can do that before we, how do we
Yeah.
get the buy-in of higher ups? Yeah.
Mm. Mm. Well, one way is to generate some quick wins or quick results, 'di ba? Kasi yung mga higher ups naman, 'di ba, they're usually look at what will the outcome be, di ba? Ano yung magiging um, result nito if we do this. So I
Yeah.
think, yeah, I mean, one way of demonstrating that is by using technology. Kasi with the use of technology such as AI, GPT, you can quickly get results, no? Can get quick insights, for example. Like yung ginawa natin kanina, dun sa ano namin, sa platform namin, meron ng insights kaagad yun na makukuha. And you can show that immediately um, to your leaders na, oh, this is what our employees are, are feeling right now, and these are the things that we can do. No? Second is to be clear about when will the results come out. So parang ano din, parang sa journey din ng mga talent, kailangan malinaw din kung ano yung mga milestones mo, 'di ba?
Yeah.
Malinaw din, okay, by this time dapat meron na tayong ma-produce na something. Kasi that will give them a sense of security na, well, we're not investing for nowhere here, 'di ba? Like putting we're exerting effort for something na hindi malinaw kung kailan ba lalabas yung result, 'di ba? So, I think it's important for talent developers to be also clear about the journey. Like, when will this appear, di ba? When will this result come out, di ba? Ano yung magiging outcome, ano yung magiging impact. Doesn't have to be perfect, basta clear lang kung ano. I think yun lang naman yung hinahanap ng mga leaders and even the talents. Clarity. Just be clear. Yes.
Yeah, and 'di ba parang kahit may lumabas na data, parang we treat it as hypothesis first. Na
Yeah.
automatic na, okay, ito yung nakita natin, tas ito yung program. Hindi siya automatic na parang okay, mag-work siya. So dito I think papasok yung sinasabi mong we need to gather feedback talaga after
Yes. Yes.
mistakes as well.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
if we can gather it quickly, mas maganda. Yun. So,
Yes. Yes. And related to feedback, Brel, alam
okay.
natin na even in our country, parang hindi natural yung speaking from a lower position to people who are above us in the organizational chart. So
Mm.
maybe you can share some tips on how we can communicate to our superiors na hindi kami masaya at okay sa leadership nila. Pero of course, still maintaining that good interpersonal relationship between them. Yeah.
Mhm. Um, I would recommend na it's best kung magbibigay ka ng feedback to your boss or the boss would give feedback to subordinate, do it one-on-one.
Ano,
That's one.
yeah.
Do it one-on-one. Kasi kapag nagbigay ka ng feedback in front of the rest, no?
Yeah.
Kunwari, si subordinate nagbigay ng feedback kay leader in the
Mm-mm.
presence of others, the leader would feel attacked. And
Yeah.
sa kulturang Pilipino, di ba, mafe-feel nung leader na ina-undermine mo ko sa harap ng mga tao,
Yeah.
pinapahiya mo ko, yon, no? Again, hiya, pumapasok na naman, no?
Mm-mm.
Pinapahiya mo ko. So that will, you know, undermine yung feedback na bibigay mo. However valid it is, it will undermine everything. That's one. Second, and I think this also applies to how leaders must give feedback to their subordinates. So hindi lang to subordinate to leader. I think
Yeah.
it's important um, to give a balanced view, di ba? Like when you face your leader and give him feedback, no? Simulan mo with the what are the good things that you observe, then saka ka pumunta dun sa areas for improvement. No? Balance, pero start with the positive one. No?
Yeah.
Kasi that will behaviorally that will make you feel more comfortable to speak to your leader kasi ang pinag-uusapan nyo ay maganda, 'di ba? Positive, no? And that will enable you to gradually transition to the area for improvement part, 'di
Yeah.
ba? But the point is kailangan balance. Hindi pwedeng yung magbibigay ka lang ng feedback, no? And this is usual, no, sa um, mga teams, no? Bibigay ka lang ng feedback sa leader mo kapag naiinis ka na sa leader mo. Huwag
Mm-mm.
ganun, no? If kaya mong balansehin, if kaya mong magbigay ng feedback sa leader mo regularly, balanced feedback, mas maganda. Mas makakatulong. Now, ang question, paano kung yung leader mo is hindi open-minded? No? So
Yeah.
that's an entirely different thing. But there are also approaches for doing that. You know? Maybe you can put it into writing, diba? Instead of meeting him in person. So there are other approaches then on a case-to-case basis. Depende dun sa behavior ng leader na kinakausap mo. But I think the another important element then before you give feedback to your leader is to understand your leader first.
Mm-mm.
Unawain mo din ano ba yung tendencies niya, no? Paano ba siya mag-react into things, di ba? Kasi that will help you frame no? Paano mo siya kakausapin? Importanteng kilalanin mo din yung leader mo. Not just in technical terms, which is a common thing for Filipinos. Sinasabi nila, magaling to kasi incompetent siya dun sa technical parts. But how about the behavioral aspect? Ano ba yung ugali ng boss? I think importante din yun na maunawaan before giving feedback to your
Your
superior. Yeah.
Yeah. And it takes a lot of courage as well na parang
Yes.
feeling mo dun mapapasok yung hiya na parang sino ba ako to give feedback to someone who sabihin na natin mas madami na siyang years of experience. Pero yun nga, I think it's a learning environment, di ba? Parang
Yeah.
successful workplaces right now are those who can learn from between generations. Hindi na
Exactly.
hindi
Exactly.
na siya pababa lang.
Yeah.
Ito medyo unclear pero top voted siya. I think how can we address these toxic Filipino work habits na nakaka-impact ng physical and mental health nila? Tapos nag-comment sila na it's about usually ito din yung mga naririnig naming concerns ng talents na gusto naman namin yung trabaho pero understaffed talaga kami or like my immediate supervisor micromanages everything that I do and siguro nga dahil ang daming nangyayari in the workplace, there's really increased pressure. So, how do you think we can address either based on personal experience or kung
Okay.
meron kayo in your research na nakita na tips, how do you think they can address these?
Okay. Um, let's start with the micromanagement part, no? Kasi today lang, no, we posted a content about micromanagement and how people feel about it. And
Yeah.
just to give you a context, yung research namin yun showed that in the employees' view, leaders micromanaging things actually lead to toxicity in the culture. Like, it sows distrust in them kasi they feel na walang tiwala sa kanila yung leader nila. Diba? Parang, why would you micromanage us if you trust us enough? Diba?
Yes.
So I think to address that, it's essential for leaders, no, to trust their people, no? And for them to trust their people, kailangan naka-anchor siya sa in-depth understanding mo of the strengths and areas for improvement ng mga tao mo. So,
Mm-hmm.
in as much as the subordinates need to know their leaders well before giving feedback, importante din na yung leaders kilala nila yung strengths and areas for improvement ng mga tao nila. No? So, let me give a personal example, no, sa yung mga research teams na nakatrabaho ko before, no, may mga katrabaho kasi kami na may mental health conditions, di ba? And of course there are times na very stressful yung mga activities, di ba? And kapag gano'n, like I know that may mental health conditions yung iba sa mga teammates ko. Bago ko i-assign sa kanila yung task, I would I would ask them first if are you okay? Like kakamustahin ko muna sila. Kasi I know na meron silang pinagdadaanan, no? And usually, 'di ba, kapag may mental health hindi naman yun madalas na apparent na alam mo yun, kita mo kaagad eh. Minsan it's a silent 'di ba? It's a silent condition. It does not appear. It's just happening inside. So it's important for leaders to reach out to them, ask them first, kamusta ka? And pag natansya mo na teka, parang hindi siya okay right now.
Yeah.
I mean, you better think of other ways, no? Like a contingency in assigning the task. Like perhaps you can assign it to someone else muna, 'di ba? Or perhaps you can do some of the task yourself just to ease the and then mag-assign ka man sa kanya. It's just the activity or the task na um kaya niya at that stage, 'di ba? Ang importante is alamin mo muna, di ba? Kilalanin mo muna yung mga tao mo, ano yung strengths nila, ano yung areas for improvement, and ano yung condition nila bago ka mag-assign ng task. No? Instead of, just saying, oh, gawin mo to. Gawin mo yan. Magaling ka kasi dito eh, di ba? Like, ikaw yung data scientist namin. So, dapat ikaw yung without even asking kung okay ka lang ba? Baka ang dami mo nang ina-analyze, di ba? Baka may pinagdadaanan ka sa family mo na, di ba? So, you better ask the person first. Again, it all goes back to being human. Reach out to people, lower the barrier, ask them, kamusta ka ba? Okay ka lang ba?
Yeah.
Sa amin sa team namin, because of my previous experience since 2017, ganun yung ginagawa ko. Randomly, like, even if walang task, tatanungin ko lang sila, uy, kamusta ka? Ganun
Mm-mm.
lang. Kamusta ka?
Yeah.
And then, since nasanay na din sila doon, they're comfortable sharing, share sila. Ay, okay naman ako, ganyan. Ganito, ganyan.
Yeah.
Randomly.
I love that you were able to share that. And equally, parang dun din pumapasok na, I guess yung sinabi mo na being human also shows or it can show on how you receive the information that will be given to you. Kasi pag ikaw din, nag-react ka in a way na parang na-dismiss sila or hindi mo naman talaga naintindihan, parang it will also be a barrier,
Yes,
diba, to the connection
exactly.
instead of building a bridge between the two of you. At feeling ko, may isa pa silang itatanong. Feeling ko yung managers naman, ang itatanong nila ay, what if nagsisinungaling naman yung higher up ko? Parang, yun kasi yung dalawang naririnig ko na parang either hindi ako pinapakinggan, tapos sasabihin ni manager, parang, bakit parang minsan nagsisinungaling naman sa akin yung tao ko? So yun naman yung flip side, but I think that's a whole a different
Yeah,
conversation.
yeah, it's a different
But
conversation.
those, we hear you, so we see all, and
Yes,
pwede din natin yan itackle in another session if ever.
yes, yes.
So I'm just being mindful of the time. It's only 3 minutes to 4:30. Well, maybe you have last words to our participants. We can definitely share with you the questions, and if you find the time to answer
Yeah,
them, maybe through your social media channels or somewhere else, that would be really great. So
yeah.
yeah, go ahead, Rel.
Well, again, the to be socio-cultural, to understand your people, it doesn't have to be complex, no? It doesn't have to, have the complex framework, sophisticated models. You just need to go back to the basics of being human. No? And you can do that through technology or by simply reaching out to people. Just go back to being human. Just go back to empathy and the rest will follow. No? You don't have to be a competent boss or like, the technically competent. Kasi yung technical competence na de-develop yan. No? Same
Yeah.
goes with people. Technical competence can be developed, but being human can lead you to miles, no? Can lead you to many things if you just try to be human. So be human, my friends. Yes.
You so much, Brian. I love that we're bringing back the human factor in the workplace. So thank you so much for sharing with us the research that your organization did and for your personal experiences and expertise. We really love to present the certificate of appreciation to you, John Brel Elbae, for generously providing your time and expertise as a resource speaker for the webinar, The Portrait of an Employee as a Filipino, Attracting and Sustaining Talents Through the Filipino Sociocultural Lens. Held on the
Thank
25th
you.
of September 2024, signed by our Chief Enabling Officer, John Baluyot, and our Chief Wellbeing Officer, Nikki Vergara. Thank you so much, Brel, and ang daming nagbibigay ng gratitude nila for everything that you shared this afternoon. Don't forget to follow the Fourth Wall on LinkedIn. They're also on Facebook. So, Brian, maybe you can also share the links in the chat box where they can just
Sure, sure.
that
Yeah, yeah.
after the call. So thank you
Okay.
for joining us for all the webinars this September, and we hope to see you again next month. Hopefully, you learned how to be more aware of yourself as talents, and at the same time, yung mga nagmamanage ng talents, you also gained some tips and tricks on how you will be able to develop, grow, and sustain them. Next month, we are going to talk about harnessing inner strength through holistic wellness. So magpapahinga tayo ng konti from all the technical stuff that we've been learning in the workplace. And we want to give you some wellness practices na pwede nyong gamitin outside of work. So we're gonna have yoga. If may mga fandom, meron bang mga fans dito ng iba-ibang um, K-pop or meron bang fans ng mga nina Olivia, nina Taylor Swift or ng BTS? So we're also gonna have a session on leveraging fandom for well-being, and we're also gonna close the October webinar series with expressive arts for your future self. So we hope you get to attend with us again next month. We also would like to extend our thanks to our interns, Jai and Diana from MND and TND. So they've been supporting our webinar series to make this session meaningful. And syempre, sorry, I'm back. Hold on. Nawala ang Akala ko si Brian lang yung nag-freeze, hindi pala yung internet ko yung nawala. But here's your evaluation form. You can scan the QR codes you can see on the screen, or you can just click on the links that um, Jewel will post in our chat box. So that's Jewel Joyce who will post the links in our chat box. So again, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Brel, for joining us this afternoon, and we hope to see you all again next week.
It was my pleasure. Thank you din. Thank you po sa mga participant. Bye
Yan,
po.
ano, alam niyo na rin kung saan i-follow si Nabral. So go ahead and
Yeah.
follow their LinkedIn and LinkedIn no, and Facebook pages.
Facebook. Yes. Yes.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Brad.
you. Bye.
Bye. We hope you already have a copy of the link in our chat box, or just take a screenshot of the QR codes you can see on the screen, because we will be closing the room in a few minutes. Yan, dun sa mga done, nakatanggap na ba kayo ng certificate? Kung yes, that's great. Kung hindi pa, please be patient, because we are around 500 in the room, and pag sabay-sabay na nag-enter yung forms nyo, the system takes some time for it to reset para ma-resend niya yung mga certificates. So if you have received your certificate, can you give us a thumbs up? Kung meron na, I can see people already posting yung nasagutan na nila. If you already have your certificates, give us a thumbs up. Yan, I can see some. And I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Yana. Yana was the one who redesigned our certificate for this month's webinar. So kung napansin nyo, we already have a new e-certificate for you. So we can give Yan a kudos, a round of applause, or even send hearts in the chat box. Thank you so much, Yana. And so we'll be closing the room in 3 minutes. Please make sure that you already have a copy of the links, or just do take a photo of the screen you can see with the QR code, so that you can answer the evaluation forms to receive your e-certificate. Thank you so much, everyone, and see you again on October 10th.